Hi guys, my name's Gary Brecka. I'm a human biologist and the CEO of Streamline Medical Group, and I'm here to talk to you today about the 10X Health System. Grant asked me to come into the studio today and give you guys 4 things that everyone should know about the 10X Health System. Why should everybody be on this, and what is so exciting about the 10X Health System? How did it come about, and what could it do for you? So I brought my trusty little whiteboard in here because I can't do anything without whiteboard, being a scientist. So I'm going to talk to you guys about what's in the 10X Health System and why it's so important to nutrifying the human biome and why everybody can use this product. First of all, when we talk about the foundations of health, we talk about what makes a person healthy, what gives you energy, what improves your sleep, what allows some people to recover from exercise faster than other people. Well, that's what we're going to talk about today with the 10X Health System. So the 10X Health System has 4 main pillars of health. These are deep sleep. My old professor in biology used to tell me, everything that's good in your life happens when you're sleeping. You show me somebody that's getting good, deep, restful sleep, and I'll show you a healthy human being. You show me an athlete that gets good, restful sleep after a workout at night, and I'll show you a really conditioned athlete. You show me an entrepreneur that's able to shut his mind off at night and get a good 5-6 hours of deep, restful delta wave of sleep, and I'll show you a successful entrepreneur. So one of our foundations is deep sleep. And then we've got energy. This is the most nebulous. Like, what is energy? When you say, Gary, I had a lot of energy yesterday. Physiologically, what you're saying to me as a scientist is, I had a lot of oxygen in my blood yesterday. The more oxygen that's in your blood, the less hypoxic you are, the more energy you have. So is it possible to have your blood actually carry more oxygen? Yes. It's also possible to raise your red blood cell count, and red blood cells transport oxygen, and therefore an elevated red blood cell count will give you more energy. So we're going to talk for a minute about energy. And then we want to talk about lean muscle and fat loss, because these are the main pillars of health. So deep sleep begins not just in the bedroom, but it begins in the biome. We sleep in waves, and the deep restful part of our sleep, this area down here, this is called our delta wave of sleep. Most of us know this as REM sleep. Right? This is the only part of sleep that really matters. We're awake right here, we're going into a deep sleep right here, and we're coming out of a deep sleep right here. So part of the 10X Health System is designed to put you into and hold you in a deep, restful state of sleep, to give you a nice deep delta wave of sleep. In fact, if I could take these delta waves of sleep and put them together so that you started to sleep like this, wouldn't that be nice? You wouldn't spend more time in bed, you'd actually spend more time in deep sleep. It's not how much time you spend in bed or how much time you spend sleeping. It's how much time you spend in good, deep, restful sleep that matters. So 2 of the components that affect deep sleep, these are the peptide, which is known as 10X Ignite, and vitamin D3 with K2. Now, most of us have heard of vitamin D3. This is called 10X Restore. Now, what does D3 have to do with sleep? Remember that human beings, we don't manufacture vitamins. The human body does not make vitamins. We get it from diet or supplementation, with one exception. We make vitamin D3. We take cholesterol and sunlight and we make a vitamin. God thought that D3 was so important to the human body that he didn't leave it to chance. We actually have our own factory inside of our own body. There is not a single cell in our entire body that does not have a receptor site for that vitamin. The truth is, most of us are not getting enough sun. It's not that we get too much sun, it's that we're not actually getting enough. And therefore, we become deficient in vitamin D3. And when we become deficient in vitamin D3, one of the first things to go is deep, restful sleep. One of the second things to go is our waking energy. When you're clinically deficient in vitamin D3, you wake up sore and achy. Your joints hurt a little bit. Your muscles are a little sore. In the morning, you just don't get going for about 35 or 40 minutes. 80% of the nation's population is deficient in vitamin D3. One of the easiest things to supplement and one of the quickest ways to return deep, restful sleep and improve your response to exercise. You add to that a peptide. Now, what's a peptide? A peptide is a specific sequence of amino acids that's designed to get into your bloodstream. It's a metabolite, meaning your body recognizes it. And when it gets into your bloodstream, it binds for a very short period of time to your pituitary gland and causes your pituitary to return to a youthful level of growth hormone secretion. Remember growth hormone, the fountain of youth? Well, human growth hormone that you inject into your body is very dangerous. I'm not talking about human growth hormone you inject into your body. I'm talking about your own growth hormone that's right here inside your brain, inside of an organ called the pituitary gland. If I could encourage your pituitary gland to rewind its function 20 years or 15 years, I can actually rewind your aging clock the same amount of time. And we can do that with the peptide. And then we talk about energy and lean muscle. Here's where very specific amino acids come into play. You're going to see in the 10X Health system something called the MIC. All you need to know about the MIC, it's methionine, inositol, and choline. You don't need to memorize those. You just need to know that these three are what's called a tri-lipoic complex, meaning 3 ways to burn fat. The only place in the human body where fat is mobilized or metabolized, meaning where it's taken from your fat reserves and turned into energy, is right here in your liver. If your liver's not in a position to mobilize and metabolize fat, you will not burn fat, period. You will not burn fat. But if you supply your liver with high doses of methionine, inositol, and choline, and you add to that something called chromium, you have essentially turned your liver into a fat-gobbling Pac-Man. So first we focus on getting deep restful sleep, and then we focus on good liver function because we want our liver to be gobbling up the fat and turning it into energy. So that's where your 10X lean comes from. And then finally, boy, I'm running out of room, and I'm gonna pretend like I know how to use this thing and try to, oh wow, it erases. There's a quiz on this later. Okay, so, and finally we get to 10X strong. 10X strong. Why do we call it 10X strong? Because building lean muscle is also a science. You might have heard of branched chain amino acids. Well, they're more important than just the fact that they're amino acids. Quick science lesson. There's 22 amino acids in the body. 9 of them are what's called essential, which means that we get them from diet or supplementation. Our bodies do not manufacture them. So we have to get those 9 amino acids from supplementation or from our diet. Of those 9, 3 of these are branched chain amino acids, the BCAAs. What's important about branched chain amino acids? Well, these are the only 3 proteins in the body that the muscle actually uses right at the muscle level. Do you know that every other protein and every other amino acid in the body has to go through the liver? Except for the branched chain amino acids. Those go directly to the muscle and they supply it with food during exercise and recovery from exercise. Lactic acid, which makes your muscles burn, is blocked by the first one of these amino acids. Tryptophan, which makes your muscles tired, is blocked by the third one of these amino acids. So what we've done is we've combined these amino acids along with into a product called GOL. Glutamine, ornithine, arginine, lysine. We control blood sugar. We supply the muscle with fuel. We give you something called L-arginine, which is an amino acid which eventually breaks down into nitric oxide and causes vasodilation. So imagine if you were working out and before you worked out you took an amino acid supplement so that during your workout, as lactic acid started to build up and burn in your muscles, we push the lactic acid down. As you start to work harder, your blood vessels start to dilate, bringing your blood pressure down, allowing you to work harder with the same amount of intensity. And then imagine if that same vasodilation increased the oxygen transport from your lung to the muscle, from the muscle back to the lung, and from the lung to the muscle. That exchange of oxygen back and forth between your muscles. Now you can work harder. You're going to recover much more quickly. Your muscles are not going to be fatigued, and they're not going to tire out as quickly. So this is a specific sequence of amino acids meant to help build lean muscle. So now all of these tie in with the foundation of deep sleep, energy, increased oxygen transport, and healthy liver function, lean muscle metabolism being very anabolic and not catabolic, meaning we are building muscle and not tearing muscle down, helping us recover, and fat loss. by helping the liver maintain its healthy function. I hope all of you guys give the 10XL system a shot. The testimonials are absolutely phenomenal. I can tell you as a human biologist, the research and design that went into this is nothing short of extraordinary. I have never in my 20-year career as a blood chemist and human biologist seen anything as powerful as this combination of supplements. And true to form, Grant Cardone got involved because I brought this 10XL system to him, and he got the price down to something that's affordable. It's $10 a day for all 4 of these supplements shipped right to your front door. I hope to see you guys on the 10XL system. You can check us out on our Facebook, 10xhealthsystem.com, and you can pop me questions about anything that you have about exercise and nutrition.